Okay, we were on page number 113.
Yeah.
Have you opened it?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. We were having the discussion of miracles and wonders in the previous class. The next lesson is what is karama, act of wonder. Is the question in front of you? It is
Yeah.
on page number 113, right? Well, we were discussing about miracles and wonders, and I have told you that miracle in Arabic is known as mu'jiza, and wonder in Arabic is known as karama. And I think we had also a brief description of difference between wonder and miracle. I'm telling this again that a karama is an act which is not possible to do with from to other you can say humans, and it is done by prophet. The act of a miracle or the act of mu'jiza is done by a prophet, and if this thing which is beyond the power of other humans is done by any other person which is not prophet, any other saint, any other pious person, then this is known as the act of wonder or act of karama. Understand?
Yeah.
Understand? So the main difference between miracle and wonder is that miracle is the act which is done by a prophet, and wonder is an act which is done by a person which is not who is not a prophet. Understand?
Yeah.
Okay, what is karama? The question is, what is karama? Act of wonder. Answer: sometimes Allah, to enhance the honor of his devout servants, makes them to do things unusual, which are beyond the power of others. Such things are known as karama. For such acts to flow from the righteous servants of Allah and his friends is beyond doubt. So the writer says that it is possible that a person who is pious one, who is Allah's saint, and who is the friend of Allah Almighty, and Allah to enhance the honor of his that servant makes them to do things which are unusual, which are beyond the power of other humans. So these acts are possible, as these acts as this was the miracle, as miracle was also possible. So these acts are known as karama. Understand?
Yeah.
The writer is also, I think, discussing about the difference between these two. What is the difference? The next question: what is the difference between a miracle and an act of wonder? So the answer is miracle is a difficult and unusual act performed by a claimant of prophethood. This is the main difference. It is performed by a claimant of prophethood. If, on the other hand, a person who has not claimed prophethood for himself and is yet pious and God fearing, doing all things according to the letter and spirit of religion, performs some unusual act, it is known as karama. If, however, such acts emanate from transgressors and irreligious people, it is known as istidraj. trick. So the writer tells us the third thing which is done by those who are transgressors and those who are irreligious people. Anything which is beyond the power of other humans is done by a person who is who you are saying is a transgressor. He is not performing the salah. He is not doing the fastings. He is not and he is not doing those things which are obligatory. Irreligious people, irreligious one, and he is doing something which is beyond the act of other humans. This act of that person is known as istidraj, is known as trick. Understand?
Yeah.
Understand?
Yes.
So conclusion here, we have come to know about three things: miracles, wonders, and trick. And these three are known as in Arabic mujiza, karama, and istidraj. So the first one was the act which is beyond the power of other humans done by a prophet. Second one is an act which is done by a person who has not claimed about prophethood, but he is God fearing and doing all the things according to the religion, according to the Sharia. And the third thing, which is istidraj or trick, is an act which is beyond the power of other humans and is done by a transgressor or irreligious person. Understand?
Yeah.
Next question: must every friend of Allah perform a karama? We have discussed this question before also. That is it necessary that the every friend of Allah or every wali perform any one, at least one karama? So the answer is no. It is not essential that a friend of Allah or wali must perform the karama. It is quite possible that a person is Allah's favorite and friend, and yet no karama is ever performed by him. To get to know about friendship of Allah Almighty or wilaya, that a person is wali, Allah's friend, is that we should see that is is he performing the obligatory things of the Islam of Sharia? If he is performing obligations, if he is performing the obligatory things, especially he is performing the five salahs and fastings during Ramadan, zakat, these are things, if he is performing these things, then we can say that he is Allah's friend, he is Allah's wali. It is not necessary that we should ask him about how to ask him to do any karama. Understand?
Yeah.
Next question: some self-styled saints leading lives contrary to the codes of religion perform things beyond the power of others. What should we think about them? So the answer is such things performed by people practicing acts against the tenets of religion will be the acts of magic or trick. We have discussed about this. They can never be the karama. It is a satanic delusion to consider them walis and mistake their unusual performance for karama. Well, have you listened about the name of Dajjal? Have you listened it?
No.
No. Okay. Well, in the previous classes we have discussed about uh, the arrival of Prophet Jesus, Hazrat Isa alayhi salam, that he will come in the last time of the time which is nearer to the day of resurrection, day of judgment. He will come from the skies in between us. Did you remember that lesson?
I think I do.
That's good. Well, why will he come? He will come to kill Dajjal. Dajjal is a person who will do istidraj, who has powers beyond the power of other humans, but he is not a pious one. Understand? He will kill Muslims. So he will also do the things which are beyond the power of humans, which is beyond the power of other common humans, but he is not a pious one. So the things which are done by him are known as, which will be done by him are known as istidraj or tricks. Understand?
Yeah.
Okay, inshallah, I will send you a link about the details and the arrival of the Dajjal. Also, you can read it. And you can see, you can read what will he do and what all the details of the Dajjal. Understand?
Yeah.
So the arrival of Hazrat Isa alayhi salam is basically to kill Dajjal. He will kill him and he will end all his istidrajs and his bad things which he will do during his time. Understand?
Yeah.
So here I discuss is because we should have an example of istidraj that we have done about the example of miracles. We have discussed many miracles of Hazrat, our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Hazrat Isa alayhi salam, Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, and about the wonders that many we have discussed about the wonder of Hazrat Sheikh Abdul Qadir Jilani rahmatullah in the previous classes. And so we should also know about an example of istidraj. That istidraj, the most common istidraj will be done by Dajjal. He will do many things which are beyond the power of humans, but main thing that he will not obey Allah Almighty. So we can't say that he will be wali. He will not, is not Allah's wali. He is a transgressor and an irreligious person who will be killed by Hazrat Isa alayhi salam after his arrival. Understand?
Yeah.
So this is all for today's commentary, and we have discussed about in detail in the previous class and this class the miracles and wonders. Inshallah, the next class will be about the holy acts of Islamic practices, more about evolution, more things we will learn about evolution and other Islamic practices. Till then, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. ما قال السلف.
Okay. Well, it's